My best friend fell for my grandpa. Yeah, you heard that right. My 72-year-old grandpa. And the crazy part isn't even that. The crazy part is what I found out later. Daniela had been my ride or die since we were 12. We shared everything. Secrets, drama, even the same chapstick. If something happened to me, she knew before I even processed it myself. It was my grandpa's birthday. 72 years old. Small get-together at the house. Nothing fancy. Daniela showed up with a carrot cake because she knew it was his favorite. I was like, ah, that's so sweet. I had zero idea what was about to happen. Daniela could not stop looking at him, and he could not stop looking at her. At first I brushed it off, but then I noticed she was laughing at his jokes, every single one of them. And my grandpa tells the worst jokes on the planet. When everyone left, Daniela stayed behind to help clean up, which was weird because she hates doing dishes. I found her in the kitchen just talking to my grandpa about gardening, and Daniela, who has never touched a plant in her life, was taking notes on her phone, notes about plants. At 11 o'clock at night, 3 days later she texts me, "Hey, can you give me your grandpa's number? I want to ask him something about an orchid." An orchid, her, the girl who killed a cactus, because she forgot to water it for a whole month. I gave her the number. What else was I supposed to do? 2 weeks later I found out they had run into each other at the farmer's market together, without telling me. I went to my grandpa's house and found him with a brand new plant by the window. "Your little friend got it for me," he said, and he smiled in a way I hadn't seen since my grandma passed 5 years ago. So I was going through some old stuff, and I found my grandma's journal. There was an entry that said, "If I ever go before him, I want someone to take care of him. Someone who can see how special he is." And right below it, taped to the page, was a photo of Daniela when she was 10 years old. My grandma had put it there. They knew each other from way back. Daniela was not in love with my grandpa. She was looking out for him, because she made a promise to my grandma before she died. They were close. And before my grandma passed, she asked Daniela, who was only 14 at the time, make sure he still has good days. Daniela had been waiting for the right moment. She never told me because she knew I would make it weird. And honestly, she was right. Today my grandpa has this big garden he tends to every morning. Daniela comes over on Tuesdays for coffee. And I learned something I never expected to learn from any of this. Love isn't always romantic. Sometimes it's a 10-year promise somebody keeps quietly, without asking for anything in return. If you didn't see that coming, drop a like. And tell me in the comments, would you have figured it out before I did?